Hello guys and welcome to our new math session. Today's lesson is gonna be multiplication and division practice. We are going to solve the homework together here, and at the end of the lesson here, at the end of the session, we will have divisibility rules. So let's start. So the first thing here is multiplication. So here is the question: 24 times 3. For example, at the beginning here, 24 times 3, I will multiply it normally. 24 times 3 equals 3 times 4 equals 12, so it's 2 and carry up 1. 2 times 3 equals 6 plus 1 equals 7, so the answer is 72. The next question, 57 times 8, normal method. 7 times 8 equals 56, so 6 and carry up 5. 5 times 8 equals 40, 40 plus 5 equals 45, so the answer is 456. And here 214 times 8, which is going to be equal to 8 times 4 equals 32, 2 and carry up 3. 1 times 8 equals 8 plus 3 equals 11, 1 and carry up 1. So 2 times 8 equals 16 plus 1 equals 17. So guys, here I want to say something about multiplying by 8. Here it's extremely important because you can use your mind here to just make it mentally. So 8 here, 8 equals 2 times 2 times 2. You know that, of course, because 2 times 2 equals 4, times 2 equals 8. Okay, so it's 3 2's. So what about doubling 57 3 times? For example, I will double 57 one time, so it's going to be equals to 114. After that, I will double it. This is the second time. 114, double the 114, so it's going to be 228. This is the second time. The third time doubling is going to be equals to 456, which is going to be the answer. So I can make it mentally, and it's going to be easier than the compacted method. And here the same too. So I can just double, double, double. You are just making it 3 times. Okay, so let's go for the next questions. Here 45 times 4, I just wrote down the answers. 4 times 4 equals 2 times 2, like it's what I said just right now about 8, but this is about 4. 4 equals 2 times 2. So what about doubling the 45 2 times? Like here it's 45 times 2, which is going to be 90, and then 90 times 2 equals 180, so the answer is 180. So here, 74 times 5, it's easier to multiply by 10 and then half. It's mental strategy, so why not we use it? So 74 times 10, which is going to be equal to 740. And after that, what about getting the half of 740? So it's going to be equals to 370. So this is the answer for 74 times 5. Okay, the same thing for 153 times 4. It's gonna be 153 times 2 first, so it's gonna be 306, and then double it, so it's gonna be 612. Okay, 67 times 3, of course it's 201, so just correct the answers with me. Here, 83 times 4, it's gonna be double the first time, is gonna be 166, and after that it's gonna be 332. 117 times 8, so as we said before, that this 8 is 2 times 2 times 2, so we can double 3 times. 117 times 2, which is the double of 117, so it's going to be equal to 234. Then let's double the 234. It's going to be 468. Yeah. And then we will double it for the last time, so the answer is going to be 936. Okay. So let's go for the last part of our question. It's 38 times 2, which is going to be equal to 76. Then 47 times 6 is going to be equal to 282. And 379 times 6 is going to be 2274. Okay. This is something called the grid method, guys. Here 27 times 14. I can break this 27 into 20 plus 7. And this 14 I can bring it into 10 plus 4 and then fill in the table. So here 20 times 10, it's going to be equals to 200. And 7 times 10, it's going to be equal to 70. Then let's go for the second row. 20 times 4, which is going to be equal to 80, and 7 times 4, which is going to be equal to 28. So let's add all of that together, and this is going to be the answer. So 200 plus 70 is going to be 270, and 80 plus 28, so it's going to be 108. So if we added this together, we got the answer. It's going to be equal to 378. The same goes here for question number B. It's 54 times 28. So I will break this 54 into 50 plus 4 and this 28 into 20 plus 8. And then fill in the table. 50 times 20 equals 1000 and 4 times 20 equals 80 and 50 times 8 equals 400 and 4 times 8 equals 32. So let's add the first row here, it's 1080, and the second row here is 432. So if we added them together, it's gonna be 1512, and this is the answer for 54 times 28. Okay, so next question, 23 times 15. Here I will multiply it normally like with the compacted method. So 5 times 3 equals 15, 5 and carry up 1. 2 times 5 equals 10, plus 1 equals 11. And bring down the 0 first before we start to multiply with the 1. So 0, and after that 1 times 3 equals 3, and 1 times 2 equals 2. And after that we add that. So it's 5 plus 0 equals 5, 1 plus 3 equals 4, and 1 times 2 equals 3. So the answer is 345. So 59 times 21, let's make it together. So first I will multiply with 1. So 1 times 9 equals 9, 1 times 5 equals 5. And then don't forget to put 0. And then 2 times 9 equals 18, 8 and carry up 1. And 5 times 2 equals 10, plus 1 equals 11. And then let's add. So 9 plus 0 equals 9, and 5 plus 8 equals 13. So 3 and carry up 1. And 1 plus 1 equals 2, and then the 1 will come the answer immediately because it's added to 0. Okay, 213 times 15. So let's multiply. 3 times 5 equals 15. 5 and carry up 1. Then 1 times 5 equals 5, plus 1 equals 6, and then 2 times 5 equals 10. Then I will put a 0. Don't forget to put it, guys. Then I will multiply by the 1. 1 times 3 equals 3, 1 times 1 equals 1, and 1 times 2 equals 2, so it's gonna be here addition, and then I got the answer. 5 plus 0 equals 5, 6 plus 3 equals 9, and 1, then 3. So the answer is 3195. Okay, the last question in this part, 524 times 63. So we are doing the same. 3 times 4 equals 2, and carry up 1. 2 times 3 equals 6, plus 1 equals 7, and then 5 times 3 equals 15. Then put a 0 here in the second part before we start with multiplying by the 10th digit. So 6 times 4 equals 24, so it's 4 and carry up 2. And 2 times 6 equals 18, 2 times 6 equals 12, plus 2 equals 14, so 4 and carry up 1. And then 5 times 6 equals 30, plus 1 equals 31. And then we add. Again, 2 plus 0 equals 2, 7 plus 4 equals 11, so it's 1 and carry up 1. And 5 plus 4 equals 9 plus the 1 that we carried, it's 10, 0 and carry up 1, and then 3, 3. So the answer equals 33,012. Okay, guys, I want to tell you something. Before we move to the next slide, we need to understand something. We can use a lot of strategies to multiply with 2 digits number. For example, break down this 15 into 10 plus 5 and multiply 23 times 10 and then 23 times 5, and then we can add. Here is what we did here. 23 times 5 equals 115, and 23 times 10 equals 230, and then we add. This is actually what we are doing really, but we just it's hidden, just some kind of hidden here. So we can do it mentally. Okay, so try to find another strategies and just ask me, and then we will just discuss it together. Okay, let's go for the next slide. Here I will just write down the final answer for every part here to just make sure of your answers. So 45 times 18 equals 210. After that I have 44 times 24 equals 1056. Then here 249 times 23 equals 5727, and here it's gonna be equal to 37,076. The next part, it's gonna be 37,076. Okay, here there is a mistake here. 64 times 17 is not equal like that. It's gonna be changed. So here it's 64 times 17 again, it's 1088, this is the correct answer for it. Then 56 times 37 equals 2072. Then here we have 12,412, and then the last one here is 30,342. 342. Okay, so here we have 32 times 15, it's gonna be 480. Then here it's 1008. Then the question K, it's 11,712. And the last one, which is O here, is 34,188. Okay, so let's have here a question here, work out the missing digits in this calculation. It's extremely important, guys, to focus on that. When we are solving questions like that, the only way is trial and error, and trying to figure out the answer, is it correct or not, and change the answer that we did and correct it. This is the trial and error method. So right now I'm thinking, what time 3 equals 7? Of course, nothing in the times table 3 equals 7, so it's not 7, it's 17. Okay, no, 17 is not in table 3, so let's think bigger. 27? Is there anything in the times table 3 times something equal to 27? Yeah, it's 9. So if I just put the 9 here and try to continue the question like that, I will try. If it's correct, okay. If it's not correct, I will try to change the numbers again. So 9 times 3 equals 27. 7 and carry up 2. I'm just trying it. 7 times 3 equals 21 plus 2 equals 23. So 3 and carry up 2. Something times 3 equals 9. Because I added 2 here, so the answer is 11. So what times 3 equals 9? Yeah, it's 3. So 3 times 3 equals 9 plus 2 equals 11. Okay, let's try to do another thing here. Here is the magic 0, of course. I have to put it. So here it's 0 without discussion. Okay, the next question here, the next part here, it's 9 times something equals 8. So of course we knew from the previous thing here with 7, it's not 8, maybe it's 18. 9 times something equals 18. Ah, yeah, 9 times 2 equals 18. So 8 and carry up 1. Here, so 7 times 2 equals 14 plus 1 equals 15. So here it's 5. Yeah, I'm just working it correctly right now, until now. So we said that 7 times 2 equals 14 plus 1 equals 15. So 5 and carry up 1. 3 times 2 equals 6 plus 1 equals 7. Yeah, it worked. And then we add 7 plus 0 equals 7, 3 plus 8 equals 11, 1 and carry up 1, then 2 plus 5 equals 7, and then 1 plus 7 equals 8. So here in question number 4, he said work out the total cost of 38 pence, costing 85 cents each. Give your answer in dollars. So first of all, I have 38 pence and 85 cents each, so I will multiply them. So here is multiplying 38 times 85, which is going to be equal to 3,230 cents. I need the answer in dollars, so please focus on reading the questions. It's extremely important. So when I just convert cents to dollars, I know that I'm dividing by 100. So I'm moving the decimal point 2 steps to the left here. So the answer is going to be equal to $32.30. Okay, so let's move for the second part of this lesson today. It's the division part. So first of all, I have a question like that. I need to solve these questions to find the quotient of these questions. So first I have 65 divided by 5. I have here 65, then I have divided by 5. So 6 divided by 5 equals 5 down and 1 up. And then subtract. 6 minus 5 equals 1. Yes. And then bring down the next digit, which is going to be 5. Here, 15 divided by 5 is going to be equal to 15 down and 3 up. And then subtract that, it's going to be equal to 0, 0, and happy face. So, this is the answer for the first one here. The second one is 171 divided by 3. What about learning a new strategy here? What about use the Big 7 method to solve this question? What's the Big 7? It's strange here. What does it mean, Big 7? Okay, Big 7 is a way that you can divide with. It's very easy division because as you know that multiplication definition is repeated addition, the multiplication equals repeated addition, and division is the inverse operation of multiplication, so it's repeated subtraction. So the Big 7 method depends on the subtraction, repeated subtraction. So let's try to learn it together here. It's 171 divided by 3. It's very easy, yeah. I can divide it easily without like Big 7 method or something, but let's learn with the small number and then we'll make it with big numbers. So I know that 3 times 30 equals 90. Here, I'm sorry, 3 times 40 equals 120. So I write down here 3 times 40 and here's 120 and then subtract. So the subtraction here is 1 minus 0 equals 1 and 7 minus 2 equals 5 and 1 minus 1 equals 0. So here it's 51. So what times 3 equals 51 or near to it? So 3 times 10, which is going to be equal to 30, and subtract. So 1 minus 0 equals 1 and 5 minus 3 equals 2, so it's going to be 21. In the times table of 3, I know that 3 times 7 equals 21. So 21 down and then subtract, it's 0, 0 and happy face. But here, where's the answer? Look here, I will just take all of these numbers that multiplied by 3 and add them together. So 40 plus 10 plus 7 equals 57. So the answer is 57. Easy, huh? Okay, we will try it again. So here I have 92 divided by 4. Let's solve it with the normal method. 92 divided by 4. So 9 divided by 4 equals 8 down and 2 up. And then subtract. 9 minus 8 equals 1. And the 2 will be brought down here. So it's going to be 12. Then 12 divided by 4 equals 12 down and 3 up. And then subtract. So 12 minus 12 equals 0, 0 and a happy face. So the answer is 23. Okay, number D, we'll use the Big 7 method here. Let's try it together again. 133 divided by 7. So I'm trying to search in the times table of 7 something that I know. 7 times something I know. So 7 times 10 equals 70. So subtract. 133 minus 70 equals to 63. And then I know that 63 here, it's 7 times 10. That's 7 times 9, I'm sorry. So 7 times 9 equals 63 down. And here when you subtract it, it's gonna be 0, 0 and happy face. So the answer here is 10 plus 9, which equals to 19. Okay, the last question here is the answer equals to 34. Okay, let's go for the next part. Here it's 172 divided by 4 is gonna be equals to 43. 384 divided by 8 equals 48. Do it with the method that you like, long division or Big 7 method, it's okay. 216 divided by 6 equals 36. 567 divided by 9, which is going to be equal to 63. And 329 divided by 7 equals 47. Okay, let's have it again. Here, another thing. 241 divided by 8, but remember that we will have a remainder. And you will know that from the first look when we have the divisibility rules. So let's have it. Let's just finish the division part, and then we will have the divisibility rules. 241 divided by 8. Normal method. It's 24 divided by 8 equals 24 down and 3 up, and then subtract. So 24 minus 24 equals 0, and bring down the next digit, which equals to 1. Okay. 1 divided by 8 is going to be equal to 0, and the remainder is going to be 1, so R1. So remainder 1. So the answer equals 30 and remainder 1. So guys, I want to remind you with something, please. Here, when you bring down, you have to divide again. Look here, I brought down the 1, and then after that I divided 1 by 8, so the answer is 0. So never ever forget to divide after you bring down. It's when you bring down, you are making the steps all over again, even if you are dividing and the answer is 0. Okay, so let's have the next one here. 191 divided by 9 using the Big 7 method. So what is in the timetable 9? I can divide. I can just think about it here to get a number, to get an answer near 191. It's 9 times 20. I think that 9 times 2 equals 18, and if we add a 0, so it's going to be equal to 180. And then subtract. So 1 minus 0 equals 1, and 9 minus 8 equals 1, and 1 minus 1 equals 0. So I have 11. What else? What's near to 11? It's 9. So 9 times 1 equals 9, and subtract. So 11 minus 9 equals 2, and I have to add these 20 plus 1, so the answer is going to be 21, and don't forget to put the remainder, which is 2. Okay, let's have number C with the normal method. 283 divided by 5. So I will make it here 28 divided by 5, which is going to be equal to 25 down and 5 up. And then subtract. 28 minus 25 equals to 3. And bring down the next digit, which is 3. So 33 divided by 5, the nearest thing here is 30 down and 6 up. And then subtract. 33 minus 30, so the answer is going to be equal to 3. So, is there anything to bring down? No. So the remainder is 3. So you look here, look at the difference. I divided again here in the first question. I divided because I brought down the 1, and then 1 divided 8 equals 0. But here I brought down the 3 and then subtracted, and remainder 3. So there is nothing here to bring down. There is no digits here to bring down. So the division is over, and this is the remainder. So here the answer is 56, and with remainder 3. 323 divided by 6. So let's use it with the Big 7 method. Here it's I know that 6 times 5 equals 30, but what about adding a 0? So it's 6 times 50 equals 300. So if I subtract it, it's gonna be equal to 23. And then something near to 23, the nearest thing is 18. So 6 times 3 equals 18. And then subtract, it's going to be equals to 5. So let's add that together. It's going to be 50 plus 3, which equals to 53. And the remainder, don't forget it, it's 5. And the last one here is 86, remainder 1. Try to solve it again, alone, and correct with, just check your answer here with mine. Here, I will just write down the answers for you to just make sure of your answers. It's 46 and remainder 4. Here, the next one here is 142 and remainder 2. Then the number letter H here is 193 and remainder 1. Then 53 and remainder 7. And the last one here is 95 and remainder 3. Okay, so let's have that together. 756 divided by 12. I just want to make it here with you because 2 digits number. So let's try to make it again. 756 divided by 12. Just remember with me how to divide. So here I will just, the nearest thing here for me is 72. So it's 6. So 72 down and 6 up, because 6 times 12 equals 72. And then subtract. 5 minus 2 equals to 3, and 7 minus 7 equals 0. And then bring down the next digit, which is 6. So here's 36 divided by 12, which equal to 36 down and 3 up. And then subtract, so it's going to be equal to 0, 0, and happy face. Okay, number E, 924 divided by 12. So I know that 12 times 6 equal to 72, so why not to add a 0 in the question to add it in the answer? So 12 times 60 equal to 720, and then subtract. So it's 4 and 0 and then 2. So the remainder here is 204, not the remainder, we are continuing. Here 204 divided by 12, the nearest thing here is 10, so 120, or this is what I know to make it easy for myself. So 12 times 10 equals 120. Subtract, so it's going to be equal to 4 and 8, so it's going to be 84. So I need something else near to 84. It's 7. 12 times 7 equals to 84. So 84 down, and when we subtract it, it's going to be 0, 0, and happy face. And don't forget to add to reach to the quotient. So 60 plus 10 equals 70, plus 7 equals to 77. Okay, number I here, it's 525 divided by 15. Let's make it together. So 52 divided by 15, because 5 divided 15, I can't do that, so it's 0. So take the 2 digits together, which is 52 divided by 15. The nearest thing here is 45. So it's 3 times 15 equals 45. And when you subtract it, you will have 7, and bring down the next digit, which is 5. So 75 divided by 15 is going to be equal to 75 down and 5 up. And when you subtract them, you will have 0, 0, and happy face, and the answer equal to 35. Okay, letter M here, 903 divided by 21. So here it's easy. 21 times 20 equals to 420. And subtract. So it's gonna be equals to 483. And then something near to it, it's again 420. So 21 times 20 equals 420, and then subtract them, so it's gonna be equal to 63. This is easy. So 21 times 3 equals to 63, and subtract, then you will have a 0 0 and a happy face. And let's add the quotient to let's add these numbers to get the quotient. 20 plus 20 plus 3, which is gonna be equals to 43. Okay, the last question here, question Q, is 1872 divided by 24. I will just make it with Big 7 method again. 24 times 5 equals 120, and so add a 0 here to add it in the answer. So it's going to be 1200. Then we subtract, so it's 2, 7, and 6, so it's 672. I need something near to it, so I will multiply by 20. So 24 times 20 equals 480, and then you subtract it, so it's gonna be 2 and 9, 1, so it's 192. So 24 times 8 equals 192, then subtract, it's gonna be equal to 0, 0 and happy face, and let's add that together. So 50 plus 20 equals 70 plus 8 equals 78. Okay, so let's have these questions together. Like, I will write down the final answer for you and check your answers with me, please. So the first one here is 54, then 53. Here I have 43, then here is 56, 57. Okay, I will put the answers for you here to just take a look and correct for yourself here these questions, or practice and make sure of your answers. And if you have any question, immediately ask me. Okay, so let's have here 517 divided by 15. I will make it with you too because it will have a remainder. So 517 divided by 15, it's 45 down and 3 up. So 51 minus 45 equals to 6, and bring down the next digit, which is 7. So 67 divided by 15 is going to be 60 down and 4 up. And when you subtract that, you will have 7. So this is the remainder because there is no digit to bring down. So this is the answer, 34, and remainder 7. Here, 675 divided by 14. I just know that 14 times 2 equals 280. So if we, 14 times 2 equals 28. And if we add 0 here, it's in the answer, so it's going to be 280. So subtract them. So you will have 593, which is going to be equal to 395, and then use something near to it. So 14 times 20 again, it's okay. So it's going to be equal to 280, and when you subtract them, you will have 115. I need something near to it, so 14 times 8, which is going to be equal to 112. So subtract is going to be equal to 3. So here's the answer is 20 plus 20 plus 8 is going to be equals to 48, and the remainder is going to be 3. Okay, so next question, it's 560 divided by 17 is going to be equal to 32 with remainder 16, and 725 divided by 32 is going to be equal to 22 and remainder 21. Okay, so here is the answers. I will just put it here. It's 30 remainder 6, 90 remainder 11, and 57 remainder 51, and here 95 remainder 21. Okay, so let's have a word problem, guys. Here I have eggs are packed 12 to a box. How many boxes are needed to pack 685 eggs? Okay, so it's simply division. So it's going to be 685 divided by 12, which is going to be 57 remainder 1. But when you think about it, here I need boxes. So there's nothing called 57 boxes, and remainder 1, it's a part of a box. I can't do that. So I need 57 boxes and a part of a box, so it means that I need 58 boxes. So I will not throw the remainder, the just remainder eggs. Of course, I cannot do that. I will just put it in another box, a separated box, a new box. So I'm gonna need one more box to 57. So I need 58 boxes. Okay, so here the numbers in the sequence are the product of the numbers in the circles. Find the missing numbers. I believe that we have something like that before, so it's very easy here to do it again. So it's 9 times 28 here. I will just put the answer, it's 252, and then divide 582 by 28, it's gonna be 21, and then multiply 21 times 9, which is gonna be 189. In this part too, it's easy. So I can do that first, 21 times 15, which is going to be equal to 315. And then I can divide 357 by 21 to get the number in the circle. So it's going to be 17. And then multiply 17 times 15, it's going to be equals to 255. Here, I told you that before here in this part. I told you to just try to reach a combination that you can just work with the three numbers here in the squares. So when we try, you will find that the best solution, or the solution for this question, is gonna be 13 here and 7 there, because 7 times 13 equals to 91. And when you think about it, it's 299 I can divide it by 13 to get an answer, and 161 I can divide it by 7 and get an answer. It's gonna be the same answer, which is gonna be 23. And once you got the numbers in the circles, you can make sure of your answers by multiplying these numbers together, and you will find out that like 23 times 7 equals 161, 23 times 13 equals 299, and 13 times 7 equals 91. Okay, so we finished the division. So let's have the divisibility test and have an example for it. So this is the last part of our lesson today, so please focus on that. Here, you can say that the number is divisible by 2 if the number is even. For example, I have this number. It ends in 6. So this 6 is even number, so I can divide it by 2 without any remainder. Okay. I will just walk fast for them, and then we will just try to have we will have an example together after I explain the divisibility test. So here I can divide the number by 3 if the sum of the digits of the number is divisible by 3. What does it mean? So for example, I have 942. He said here if the sum of the digits of the number. So I can add the digits here. 9 plus 4 plus 2, which is gonna be equals to 15. This 15 is in table 3. Yes, it's in table 3. So I can divide 942 by 3 without any remainder. So do you understand what I mean? Here, I just added the digits here. 9 plus 4 equals to 13, plus 2 equals to 15. So this 15 is in table 3. So it means that 942, all of it, I can divide it by 3 without any remainder. Here for the 4, I have two things for 4. If the half of the number is even, so this number is divisible by 4, or the units and tens digits in table 4. So for example, I have 2016. Look here at these two digits. Look here at these two digits. It's 16. So it's in table 4. So this number is divisible by 4. This is the first thing. Or the second thing is to just get the half of 2016, which is 1008. So it's even. So I can divide it by 4 without remainder. And here's 2016. This 16 is in table 4. So I can divide it by 4 without any remainder. So you have two methods to decide this number is divisible by 4 or not. Just it's yours. Just choose whatever you want. Sometimes you will choose that. Sometimes you will choose that. It's okay. So here, we are saying that the number is divisible by 5 if the units digit is 0 or 5. So, for example, 2015, it ends in 5, so this number is divisible by 5 without any remainder. For example, 2010, it ends in 0, so this number is divisible by 5 without any remainder. Okay, so 6 is very easy. So this 6, if the number is divisible by 2 and 3, like if the number is even, and the addition or the sum of the digits are divisible by 3, I can call it divisible by 6 too. Okay, so let's go for 8. If the quarter of the number is even, it's very easy. 2016 again. I get the half of it, so it's 1000. Quarter, it's half, and then we have the answer. So I will explain it here. 2016, so let's get the half of 2016, it's 1008. If we get the half of the 1008, it's 504, and this number is even, so I can divide it with 8 by 8, without any remainder. This is 2016. Okay, so here it's 9. if the sum of the digits of the number is divisible by 9, so the number is divisible by 9. It's exactly reminds me with the 3. It's the same thing. So here, for example, 873. If we added these digits together, it's gonna be equal to 18 because 7 plus 3 equals 10, plus 8 equals 18. So it's in table 9. So I can divide this number by 9 without any remainder. Okay, and then it's very easy here. If the units digit is 0, so I can divide it with 10 by 10 without any remainder because it ends in 0. Okay, this number, 25. Look here, if the units and tens digits are 0, 0, 25, 50, 75, I can divide it by 25 without any remainder. Look here, because if you walked with times table 25, try to think with me like right now. 25, 50, 75, 100. So it ends in 2 zeros. After that, 125, 150, 175, 200. Look, you will find out that it's only four choices in table 25. The last two digits are zeros or 25 or 50 or 75. Okay, so walk in the times table of 25, you will find out that this is correct, like 0, 0, 25, 50, and 75. So for this number, it ends in 75. So this number, this 98,175 is divisible by 25 without any remainder. So let's end this session by an example. So just pause the video here for just 5 minutes to fill in the table with ticks. Like I will show you an example here with 45. This 45 is not divisible by 2, so I not put anything here. It's not an even number. So this 45, is it divisible by 3? Let's think about it. 4 plus 5 equals 9, so it's in table 3, so yes, it's divisible by 3. And this is not even number, so it's not divisible by 4, of course. And it ends in 5, so it's divisible by 5. And here it's not, it's in 3, yes, but it's not, it's divisible by 3, but it's not divisible by 2, so it's not divisible by 6. So 6 is 45. I can't divide it by 6. So let's walk for the 9 here. It's 4 plus 5 equals 9. So 9 is, of course, is in table 9, so it's divisible by 9. So this is an example for you. Just pause the video here for just 5 minutes to solve the rest of the questions and then get back to me. Okay, let's correct it together. Here, this is not an even number, so it's not in table 2, or it's not divisible by 2. Here, it's in 3 or not, let's add them together. 3 plus 6 equals to 9, 9 plus 9 equals to 18, so it's in table 3, yes, so it's divisible by 3. It's not an even number, so it's not in table 4. It's not ending with 5 or 0, so it's not with 5. It's not in 2, so it's not an even number, so it's not in 6. So here, the addition is 18, as we said, so it's in table 9. And doesn't end with 0, so it will not be in table 10. It will not be divisible by 10. So for the next number, it's even number, of course. It ends in 0, so it's divisible by 2. And let's add to check if we can divide it by 3 or not. 7 plus 8 equals 15. 15 plus 7 equals 22. 22 plus 0 equals 22. So this 22 is not in table 3, so it's not divisible by 3. And this 22 is not divisible by 9 too, because it's not in table 9. So let's continue for 4. Is it divisible by 4? So you have an option to get the half of the number, but if you got the half of the number, you will not find it. It's not even number, so it's not on 4. And if you want to use the 2 digits here, 70 is not in table 4. So it's not in table 4 here. It's not divisible by 4. Okay, but it ends in 0, so it's divisible by 5. It ends, it's not in table 3, so it's not in table 6, of course. And it ends in 0, so it's divisible by 10. Okay, so I will put the answers here for you to revise. So let me put it here for you to just check your answers, if you answered it correctly or not. And if you just find anything hard or just find any question that you have in your mind, just ask me immediately and I will be answering you immediately. Don't worry for that. Thank you very much for watching and have a wonderful day.